Okay, in our video today, we are diving back into the shoulders and neck, an area of chronic tension for many of us. If you are working with any injuries, please be mindful of those. Skip any postures or movements that don't feel quite right for you. And in this practice, we're actually going to use two props. We're going to use either a chair or a countertop. Alternatively, the wall might work. And we're also going to need a belt of some sort. And you're going to want a belt that you can take at least yay wide. However long yay wide translates for your arms. The stretches in this class, as opposed to the seated chair practice, might be a little bit juicier. They usually feel a little bit more intense in my body. So of course, be mindful as we go. All right. Let's settle in. Feet are about hips distance apart. We take a deep breath in. Arms reach up overhead. We're holding the breath in. We're shaking the arms, the hands. The arms drop down. Two more. Inhale, reach up, shake, shake, shake. One more. The arms drop. Let the eyes close if that's comfortable. Notice your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. No judgment, simply notice how they feel. Notice your breath. If you can, I invite you to bring your breath all the way down in the belly so that as you breathe in, your belly expands. As you breathe out, the belly contracts. Inhale, belly expands. And exhale, a contraction. Breath practice is just that, it's practice. It might take a few times to get used to this rhythm of inhale, expand, and exhale, contract. We're going to try to use and come back to this breath and the sighing breath throughout the practice. As you're ready, you're going to gently let your eyes open. Feet are going to step a little bit wider than hips apart. Knees are soft. From here, you start to take your hips from side to side. And see if you can let the arms go. Trust that they are attached, and you can just let them flail from side to side. The arms will likely wrap around so the hands smack you somewhere on your back. And I find the sighing breath, a deep inhale, all the way out, really complements this movement. One more. We'll start to slow this motion down, coming back to a more neutral position. We let the feet come back in so they're underneath the hips. Tailbone roots towards the earth, heart and crown lift to the sky. We inhale, and as you exhale, let one ear drop over the shoulder. You might stay here. This might be lots of stretch. Or you can take your hand and reach over and just grab behind your ear. Now, as we do this motion, I press my head up into my hand, and my hand resists that motion, but I'm not tugging down on my head. No tugging down on the head. Just resist the motion of the head pressing into the hand. And I like to take my opposite hand and reach it down towards the earth. You might move your head slightly side to side or forward and back to find a nice stretch, little micro movements. Deep breaths in here, the inhale, expanding belly, and exhale, contract. If the hand has been behind the ear, gently release. As you inhale, the head comes back up to neutral. And just pause to notice if you feel any imbalance between the two sides. And inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, dropping over to the second side. This side might be different, so you might stay exactly here. Or maybe take the hand and place it just behind the ear. And again, remember, we're pressing the head into the hand. The hand resists the motion, so the head doesn't pop all the way up. But I'm not really tugging down on my head. My opposite hand can reach down towards the earth. I find little micro movements to find a perfect stretch for me on this particular day, in this particular moment. One more round of breath here. Releasing the hand behind the ear if it's been there. We breathe in, we come back to neutral. Inhale, shoulders press back and up. Exhale, forward down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, forward down. One more. Let's change that direction. Inhale, forward up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, forward up. Exhale, back and down. Shoulder blades squeeze together on the back. It's actually this simple backward shoulder roll that is one of my favorites to do throughout the day. I'm feeling extra tension in my shoulders and neck. Just one more. A little shake here. The next couple of movements, postures we're going to need our strap for. So we'll take a hold of our strap, and if your strap does have a buckle, whether it's a plastic buckle or a metal buckle, you're going to take your hand closest to to that buckle, just so you don't end up bashing yourself with it. Hands will be a little bit wider than shoulder distance apart with a bicycle grip. Feet are hips distance apart, tailbone is dropping down, heart and crown are lifting. As you inhale, arms come up overhead, and as you exhale, we're arcing into a side stretch. Inhale comes up through center. Exhale, a side stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale, side stretch. This next time we drop over to a side, we're going to pause, a couple cycles of breath. Deep breath in, belly expands. Deep breath out, a contraction. A sigh might feel nice here. The inhale brings us back to neutral. Exhale, arcing to your second side. And this top shoulder press back. The tendency is it likes to drop forward. Encourage it to press back. Inhale, we tug all the way up. Exhale, arms drop down in front of us. This next one can get to be pretty juicy, so you might want to take your hands a little bit wider apart. It's usually easier to start with the hands wider apart than too narrow. We're going to inhale the arms up overhead, and as you exhale, arms drop back and down. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, hands come forward and down. Now, if you notice when you're coming back behind the body, there's bending of the elbows, the chin is pushing forward, there's a lot of moaning and groaning. It might mean you need to take your hands a little bit wider apart to accommodate that. The alternative is, if you're not feeling very much stretch, bring your hands a little bit closer together. The chin, the head really like to jut out for this one, so encouraging the ears to line up over the shoulders. Inhale, up overhead, and exhale, down. There might be one spot or a couple spots that you find feel a little bit more intense. You might want to hang out there and find little micro movements within that region. Still breathing in and out. When stuff gets really intense, we hold our breath, which actually makes it more difficult. So sigh your breath out. Bring the hands up overhead. Exhale, release the hands forward and down. A little wiggle shake here. Whew, okay, one more stretch. One more while we're here. We're going to take our strap and bring it over behind one shoulder. That elbow starts to reach up towards the sky. My opposite hand, I'm going to reach behind myself and grab a hold of the strap. My top hand walks down the strap. My bottom hand walks up the strap. If your fingers can hook and bind and make a nice tight bind behind you, feel free to take that option instead. As we stay here, my top elbow likes to point forward. Try to encourage that one to come up towards the sky. And I like to take my bottom hand and I tug down on the strap. The back likes to arch here. See if you can drop your tailbone down and lift up through your heart and crown so you're still lengthening your spine. One more round of breath here. Gently release with control that bottom arm. Inhale the top arm up to the sky. Exhale, sweep it out to the side and down. A little shake. We'll bring that strap over and try the second side. And you'll see on my body anyways, my two sides are radically different, so you might have a similar experience. Top hand comes to pat yourself on the back. Bottom arm comes up behind you, so the back of the hand is against your back body. Walk your hand up the bottom hand up the strap, top hand down the strap, or interlace your fingers. Let this top elbow reach up towards the sky. Bottom hand gently tugs down on the strap while your spine is still lengthening. Tailbone down, heart and crown lifting. We breathe in, belly expands. Breathe out, belly contracts. One more round of breath here. With control, we gently release that bottom hand. The inhale brings the top hand to the sky. Exhale, sweep the hand out to the side and down. And let the arms have a shake. Some shoulder rolls and wiggles might feel nice. We're going to be using the either the countertop or the chair for this next one, or you can use the wall. Keep the strap handy because you might need it for one more motion we're going to do. For this one, we're going to take our hands and place them on the back of the chair, and then start to walk your feet away from the chair. You'll start to notice yourself hinge at the hips, and if you can, you want to think about reaching your hips, your buttocks back towards the wall behind you. And this is going to start to allow your head to drop down in between your upper arms. Think about trying to reach your heart center towards the earth. It's not going to actually make it there. Actually, more on the earth, kind of in between your feet. That's kind of the direction the heart center is going. It's obviously not going to make it there, but that's the direction we want to go. The arms are straight without locking the elbows, and you might even actually want to drop your head here and let the head hang heavy. Turn the head side to side or nod the head. If you're doing this on a wall, you might need to walk your hands down the wall as your feet move away from the wall. Deep breath in, side out. Slowly start to walk your feet back towards your chair. Shoulders are coming up to the ears. They release back and down. Inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back down. One more. All right. This next movement, Yoga Mudra, this involves interlacing our hands behind our back. Now, if you can interlace your hands behind your back and have a fair bit of movement, a range of movement with your arms, you can interlace your fingers. So it's a little interlace of the hands behind the back. If you interlace and it's very slight movement, I'm going to encourage you to use your strap instead so that you have a larger range of motion. Okay. So either taking the strap or interlacing your fingers behind your back, stepping away from the chair. We're not using the chair for this. We just don't want to bash our head on it. We inhale, lengthen through the top of the head. As you exhale, start to bend the knees deeply so the chest can start to drop down and land on the thighs. Another breath in here. As you exhale, let your head hang heavy. The next breath in, arms are going to start to reach up towards the sky. The arms might even start to drop overhead. Option time. You can stay here, or an inhale, you might start to straighten your legs. The arms, the shoulder girdle might tick-tock a little side to side, forward and back. And little micro movements here. In addition to backward shoulder rolls, this is probably one of my favorite shoulder stretches. As you're ready to release, hands start to reach back down towards the buttocks. If you've been interlacing your fingers or holding the strap, gently release. Arms are now dropping down towards the floor, so you're dangling in your forward fold. If you tend to get dizzy or lightheaded, please bring yourself back up so your head is either in line with your heart or above. Otherwise, you can continue to dangle. And ragdoll might feel really nice here. This is where we take opposite hands, hold a hold of opposite elbows. And we let ourselves hang heavy. Staying connected to your breath. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Sighing is a great way to release tension. And sighs have this added benefit that they more completely empty the lungs, which means we get to take a fuller breath in the next time. This posture I find is also really nice for the lower back. If you have been in ragdoll, you can gently release. As we breathe in, we're coming halfway up to make a jackknife with our body. Our crown and tail reach away from each other. We exhale to fold. Chin is going to stay towards the chest. Knees soften, and as we breathe in, we're going to slowly roll ourselves all the way up to standing. Shoulders will eventually come up to ears, back and down. And then at the very end, an inhale brings the chin back up to neutral. Breathing in, shoulders forward up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, forward up. Exhale, back down. Let's bring the hands together in front of the heart center. Inhale, your hands up the midline. Exhale, back and down. One more. Let's inhale the arms up overhead, arms alongside the ears. Shake the arms, shake the arms, shake the arms. Let the arms drop with a ha. One more. Let the eyes drift closed. Let the body find a little shake, a little wiggle to release the practice. Allow the shoulders to soften down towards the earth. Let your jaw soften. See if you can even soften your eyes. Tension drops to the heart center, the center of your chest. As you pause here, bring to mind someone you're grateful for, someone that helps uplift you, supports you. They may still be with us, perhaps they have passed, but bring them to mind. The gratitude, the love you feel for this person. Or pets. Deep breath in, sigh it out. Your eyes might start to drift open. I hope some of these movements, some of these stretches have helped loosen up this area in your neck and your shoulders. Any one of them can be taken individually at any point in the day and help release some of this chronic tension you might be carrying. I hope you have enjoyed the practice. As always, if you have questions or comments or suggestions, please reach out. I would love to hear from you. May you have a wonderful day and may you experience love and kindness. Thanks for watching. Bye.